Hey, can open this blind? Wait, I need an opening line. Yeah, I haven't recorded. Yeah, stage fright leh.
You had trouble finding your office wear?
At first, yes, but actually this is what I wear to weddings.
Do you know what you'll be doing today?
I know that it's something to do with investment.
So what is your impression of investors?
Okay, when I think of investors, I think of the Wall Street. Like everybody is doing something behind the table.
Today we'll be looking at GIC. So do you know the thing?
I downloaded the app. Every day they send me like 10,000 notifications, you know. Like, I download the app and I stop there. Maybe I can help the viewers get rich. If you watch the whole Hidden Hustles, give me 10 minutes of your time and you will get rich. This is the view of for champions, you know. It's like if you look at this, you'll be able to achieve great heights. Onward and forward, Majula, Singapore. What is GIC about actually?
GIC, we are a fund manager. If you think of the likes of like BlackRock or Fidelity,
I don't know what's all these things there.
Okay.
Am I very...
Idea is we are a money manager. There is a client or their clients depositing money into a fund manager, and the job of the fund manager is to grow the fund.
What is your role in this whole company then?
So I'm a trader in GIC, and my role is really to execute trades on the market.
Means what?
Once the idea has been sort of generated, right, it's in collaboration with the portfolio managers, traders who think about things like what's the most efficient way of buying or selling the asset on the market.
Oh, this is your table.
This is my table, yeah.
Wow, you use a TV screen to work. You only have 2 eyes, but you all have 5 screens.
Yeah, eyes can move out.
First of all, right, what is reserves?
You imagine reserves to be the savings from the people of Singapore. What GIC does is to take these savings and get a return on them. And especially in the COVID period, the government was able to draw down 50 billion in savings to really support the Singapore economy through that period.
So today I'm really going to be a trader for a day?
No.
Am I allowed to access the fund? This one really like heartbeat.
My job is to figure out on that day, how do I get the portfolio manager in at the best possible price.
But how will you know?
You need to make use of all the information that you have at hand, like reading the news, making sure that you know what's happening to this stock, being very familiar with the markets.
The changes are all like within 10 cents only. 10 cents is a lot of money.
Buying the best price and buying the worst price for, let's say, $100,000 of stock, it's about $2,500 difference.
So today, right, you all will be reviewing some FinTalk videos. So how much do you personally know about investing?
I would say very, very minimal. Whatever my salary man asks me to do, I do.
Here's how you're gonna pay $5,000 for a $150,000 Lamborghini. So, once a month, I'm gonna take my lunch money and I'm gonna invest those savings, and you're able to score about 12% annualized return on that every year. By the time that you're 64, you would have about $166,000. Compound interest, baby.
I'm not good at maths, I'm really not. But then, if I save $5 every day until I retire, you mean I cannot buy Lamborghini? I don't believe. Maybe you can supplement the maths.
Compound interest is the idea of getting interest on top of your interest. In the first year, you have your initial investment. In the next year, if you get the same level of returns, you'll get interest paid on your initial investment.
Plus that.
And your interest on that small bit of interest that you get.
I see.
Watch the second video.
The passcode hasn't changed.
So you can be very high.
Here's the low-risk way that you can retire a millionaire. Deposit $250 a month with an 8% return. You'd end with $1.2 million in 45 years. I've gone from $200 net worth to almost $100K in 1 year.
$200 to $100K in a year? I don't believe.
I like the idea of compound interest. What I didn't like about her video was the assertion that basically following the US stock market was low risk, and that 8% return, in her own words, was guaranteed. That's not quite accurate. It's true that I think over a long period of time, the US stock market, or stock markets in general, does return something like 7 to 8%. It's more like this year I get 14%. Next year I lose 10%. The following year I lose 10%.
So volatile one.
Exactly, right? It's that volatility. Right? Over a long time, yes, 8% maybe. But the underlying principle is being risk aware and not risk adverse.
It really cannot anyhow. Yeah, like if
Yes,
you do like
really
her like
cannot
that,
anyhow.
Now that you're done reviewing all the fin talks, you have to make a 1 minute fin talk.
Huh? Make a fin talk ah? What's my thesis?
How can I protect my investments, especially during situations like COVID?
Wow, chim eh. You have the answer? If you have the answer, then I just point the camera at you. The first step is to identify the markets that drop.
If you are not confident of your ability to beat a market, the best thing is 卖给强.
That's a very good tagline, mate. 卖给强. Okay, a lot of wise words. Wait, can open this blind? I need the view of Singapore to inspire me. Wait, I need an opening line. Yeah, I haven't recorded. Yeah, stage fright. Okay, let me explain to you why 卖给强. I don't know why. Why ah? Wait, so number 1 is make a good plan. Number 2 is
you know your plan is good, so you don't deviate from your plan.
Okay, then number 3 is reassurance. Boy, you got invest? Never invest. Okay, then you're the wrong target audience. You cannot entrust me with like this kind of information. I can ruin people's life savings on it. How did you first get into being a trader?
My parents both were in the finance industry, so you get intrigued by the things they are discussing. You get intrigued by the things that you see on TV. Very simplistic 16-year-old mindset. It's like, I'm not that great in a lot of other subjects. Economics sounds interesting.
Isn't it tiring to have to think so hard every day?
I think you get the sense of satisfaction in trying to figure things out, and I think it's very meaningful and very helpful. I'm not thinking about this to make a rich person richer. Right? It's about, do you have an intrinsic motivation to make Singaporeans better off in general? Right? It helps a lot.
I've always thought like investment is glorified gambling.
There can be a lot of speculative behavior in the markets. I think you need to work very hard. The less thought you put into it, the more it does lean towards gambling.
It's the intention and the process and the journey lah. What have you learned from your job as a trader?
Life sometimes just doesn't turn out the way that you want. Was it my process that is flawed, or was it that I just got unlucky? Right? And you start to think about life through that lens. You learn to let things go maybe a little bit easier.
Yeah,
right?
roll with the punches.
Exactly.
We are investment professionals and we work in the real estate department of GIC.
What's so important about your job?
So if you think about it, when you want to invest in something, there are a lot of different things you can invest in, right? We're on the side that invests in real estate. I guess it's different return streams that come back to GIC. Like if you put everything into stock, then if the stock market really crashes, then you would lose a lot of your return.
How do you all decide what property you all want to buy?
The very first category of things would be the quality of it, the location of it, how it fits with our investment strategy and the pricing.
So now that you guys can't fly over, right? Then how do you guys do the research that you all need?
We would have catch-up meetings with various agents, research houses, and some of our ongoing partners as well.
Sometimes we just get our partners to go down with a camera or the iPhone, and we literally tell them like turn left here, turn right here. Sydney has just come out of lockdown not too long ago, and if you could just maybe give us a summary is doing.
We are introducing touchless technology on everything to the partition doors. So really making sure that we're minimizing as many touch points as we can.
Are there any sustainability initiatives that is top of your mind in managing Chifley?
So ESG is really important to GIC, and so everything from our waste contract and how we manage waste to engaging with our carbon zero targets.
If this wasn't COVID times, right, how would this meeting have been held and conducted?
The asset management team from GIC would attend Sydney and meetings with us, and that's how we used to have them.
Our director asked if I understood all the terms that you guys were using, but I can catch on lah, I'm quite bright.
So Wenqi, right now there are pictures of famous buildings in front of you. Using the knowledge you got from the team in the previous task, you have to evaluate whether or not to invest in them.
What is this? It's like Star Wars, the home.
It's a weapon in Star Wars.
Oh, it's a weapon. Location is very good because now Earth is like not doing very well anymore. There's a lot of interest in space travel right now, so I think this is very, very, very popular. Yeah, I think definitely a good place to invest.
I think this wouldn't clear our investment framework at all, because it's a weapon.
But I don't know how. I knew that it killed millions of people. Of course not. It's a weapon. Location-wise, too remote. Technology also. Does magic play into your investment strategy? Oh, I know. I have an idea. Invest in it as a theme park.
You forgot about global warming.
Global warming, yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, I think I won't invest anymore. I forgot global warming exists.
But I think it was good to have considered the ESG considerations.
I like your idea about the theme park though.
Typically we think about the alternative highest and best use as well, so it probably would have appealed to a lot of fans.
I would, just because it's so pretty. What am I considering again? Wait, location. The condition of this building is very good condition, very aesthetic, heritage hotel. I don't know where Grand Budapest Hotel is located, but it seems quite mystical, so I think people will be interested. So I would say invest.
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
It's in Budapest?
Personally, I'll have a lot more questions. Because for example, you don't even know where the location is, right? But you decided to invest.
Oh, yeah,
so like, is it in an area where tourists like to go? Can you see a trend of increasing tourism in that place?
I guess on the condition of the building, it looks like a fairly old asset. So probably it would also have some heritage considerations where the maintenance cost would be quite high to keep it in this.
What was her response?
Better than the first two. I see a trend of improvement.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think we won't hire you yet.
Stepping into this space makes me feel like a real adult. The whole experience today shows me that it is not just blind speculation. Before they even press a single button to invest, they have done like all this research. I do feel more assured that like the people here are being responsible and doing their due diligence in kind of safeguarding our funds.
You wanna walk here?
Maybe the cafe barista, if got opening, I can try. Did you lose money in COVID last year? Amma here will give you 3 tips on how you can make sure your investment stays invested. Tip number 1, prepare. Make a good plan. Tip number 2, don't react because you have a good plan. 卖给强, okay? And the last one, continuously reassess your plan to fit your current life situation.
Will you believe yourself?
No, of course not. Please guys, don't believe anyone who wears a wig and holds a chicken in her hand. Feeling underappreciated at work or tired of explaining what your job is over and over again? If there's anything you want to learn more about, or if you just want to see me suffer more, please hit us up and of course, like, share and subscribe!